Hello and welcome to Torah with Tim. The title of today's sermon is called One Nation and One Law. Today I want to shed some light on the confusion that exists on how people view the Old and New Testament, which should actually be called the Renewed Covenant. And this more accurate terminology would go a long way in eradicating the separatist interpretations that now exist. A lot of people believe that there is a clear separation between the Old Testament church and the New Testament. But I'm here to tell you that we believers today are one and the same with the Old Testament believers of the past. Not only that, the laws that were given to them, the native born, were also for the foreigner who wished to join themselves to the Israelites, which includes you and I today. Numbers chapter 15 verses 15 and 16 reads, "For the assembly there shall be one statute for you and for the stranger who sojourns with you, a statute forever throughout your generations. You and the sojourner shall be alike before the Lord. One law and one rule shall be for you and for the stranger who sojourns with you." Forever means the law still stands today and is for everyone. Listen to Yeshua's statement in Matthew chapter 5 verses 17 to 19. "Do not think that I came to abolish the law or the prophets. I did not come to abolish but to fulfill. For truly I say to you, until heaven and earth pass away, not the smallest letter or stroke shall pass from the law until all is accomplished. Whoever then annuls one of the least of these commandments and teaches others to do the same shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever keeps and teaches them, he shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven." Heaven and earth has not passed away, so the law is still valid today. The problem lies in people not understanding what Paul was saying in his letters, and inaccurate translations causing inaccurate interpretations. Furthermore, Paul himself did not assist by not providing clear distinctions as to which law he was referring to. For example, sometimes he is referring to the laws of Yahweh, and other times the traditional laws of man, which, by the way, Yeshua also spoke against. People try to pigeonhole or segment the Bible into various laws for various people at various times. One law for the Jew, one law for the Gentiles, one law for the past, and one law for the present. The Bible does not indicate this. The psalmist says in chapter 111 verses 7 and 8, "The works of his hands are verity and judgment. All his commandments are sure. They stand fast for ever and ever, and are done in truth and uprightness." Ever and ever means just that. We need to understand that the law has always existed. Abraham came from the Ur of the Chaldees in Mesopotamia. He was not a Jew. This was well before Sinai, but he kept the laws. See Genesis chapter 26 verse 5. "Abraham obeyed me and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws." We can all become descendants of Abraham, the non-Israelite, and the same covenant through faith. See Galatians chapter 3 verses 29, which says, "And if you belong to Christ, then you are Abraham's descendants, heirs according to the promise." Also, what about Noah in Genesis chapter 7, verse 2? "You shall take with you of every clean animal by sevens, a male and his female, and of the animals that are not clean, too, a male and his female." Noah and his family, not Jews, this was well before Sinai, but still he knew about the laws in regard to clean and unclean animals, which are still applicable for us today. In my other video, I spoke about the need to spend time with Yahweh and made the reference to the Sabbath and how Yahweh does not need to rest, but rested on the seventh day as an example to us. Once again, this day or commandment was given well before Sinai to everyone, yet people still today insist that it's only for the Jews. We need to understand that the chosen people Israel of the past was to be a light unto the nations, just the same way we as followers and part of that nation are to be a light or witness to those around us. You become part or grafted into the nation of Israel, not by birth but by faith. Galatians 3:7 states, "Therefore, be sure that it is those who are of faith who are sons of Abraham." The Bible also explains in Romans chapter 11, verses 11 to 31, that even the native born through unbelief or belief can be grafted in and out of the nation, which is also the case with us, regardless of our bloodlines or place of birth. This oneness is substantiated in Galatians 3:28, which says, "There is neither Jew nor Greek, there is neither slave nor free man, there is neither male nor female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. And if you belong to Christ, then you are Abraham's descendants, heirs according to the promise." So if we recognize there's no separation between them, that is Israel, and us, you will also recognize the need for us to keep the laws of Yahweh, just as the Israelites did. Because as Yeshua said, "If you love me, you'll keep my commandments." Faith needs to be followed by obedience. I'm not saying that we are justified by works, but as James says, faith without works is dead. Was not Abraham our father justified by works when he offered up his son on the altar? You see that faith was working with his works, and as a result of the works, faith was perfected. When we have and apply this oneness concept, not only is the Bible a breeze to understand, but I believe you will be acting in a way through following Yahweh's commandments, and that is more pleasing to Yahweh. I'm trying to get the message across that we need to take the Bible as a whole unit and learn and do everything Yahweh commands. One final verse to back this up. "Not everyone who calls out to me, 'Lord, Lord,' will enter the kingdom of heaven. Yeshua will reply, 'I never knew you. Get away from me, you who break Yahweh's laws.'" Thanks very much for listening to me today. I hope this message gets to your heart and you think about it, ponder on it, and adjust your ways to suit. Speak again soon. Thank you.